first to Israel. In the latest threat from the White House, President Biden is forcing Israel to choose between destroying Hamas or receiving U.S. military support.
Yeah, quite the turn of events yesterday. Newsmax correspondent Daniel Cohen is standing by live in Tel Aviv with reaction to that. Daniel, good morning.
Good morning, Rob and Charlie. Good morning, everyone. President Biden is siding with Hamas over Israel. There's no other way to see it. That is the reaction from former U.S. Ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, who helped President Trump broker the Abraham Accords and move the American embassy to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv. Here's Joe Biden one day after saying his support for Israel is ironclad.
They go into Rafah. I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah, to deal with the cities, to deal with that problem. It's just wrong. We're not going to supply the weapons and the artillery shells used that have been used.
Artillery shells as well.
Yeah.
The president's statement coming hours after the Pentagon confirmed the U.S. is withholding offensive weaponry, and also a day after Biden spoke on Capitol Hill for remembrance of the Holocaust, when 6 million defenseless Jews were slaughtered. The president claims his administration isn't walking away from Israel, despite threatening Netanyahu with the State of the Union. Remember the Come to Jesus meeting? And calls from Nancy Pelosi for Netanyahu to resign. In March, Chuck Schumer, who is Jewish, called for the toppling of the Israeli government. Here's Schumer when asked point blank Wednesday if it's appropriate to withhold congressionally approved support from one of our most important allies.
I believe that Israel and America have an ironclad relationship, and I have faith in what the Biden administration is doing.
Schumer scampered away from the camera, saying he has faith in Biden, but a cascade of Republicans in the House and Senate, along with Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman, whose unwavering support for Israel has been a revelation. He blasted the president. Fetterman said about Biden's ultimatum, and I quote, "Hard disagree and deeply disappointing." Netanyahu hasn't responded, but Israel's ambassador to the UN, he did. He says American Jews are now, and I quote, hesitant to vote Democrat. Rob, Charlotte, President Trump put it more bluntly in a post on Truth Social, saying Crooked Joe is taking the sides of these terrorists, referring to Hamas, and that Biden is weak, corrupt, and leading the world straight into World War III.
Yeah, Daniel,
Rob, Charlotte,
can I just ask you, Daniel, what's the reaction been in Israel to the president doing this?
Look, I was just talking with my cameraman here who served in the IDF. He went into Gaza protecting this nation, and he said it's scary, right? It's scary, but the reality is this, Rob and Charlotte, and everybody that's listening, just listen for a second. There's a very simple equation here. If Hamas lays down its weapons and releases the Israeli hostages, this war is over today. Today. Why would Hamas surrender, though, when Joe Biden's pressuring Israel to provide aid to its enemies, which it is? The support for Hamas on college campuses is in vogue. It's gone mainstream from people that I would guess have never set foot in Israel and don't know that the Palestinian leaders here have rejected offers of statehood over and over again for decades. 7 in 10 Jewish Americans vote Democrat. And after yesterday, the UN ambassador, we heard what he said, but it should be obvious, I think, to anyone, to any notion that President Biden supports Israel, that is officially over.